Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled Pretty Black Woman Feeling the Pain as Black Men Walk Away. Let's get right into it.
Girls who date younger guys, and I don't know if I'm the only one. Let me know. I was talking to my friend about this a couple months ago, and I was like, you know what? I'm done dating until like I really get my life together. I was like, my thing is, if I'm dating a younger dude, like I want when his friends see me, I want them to be like, dang, that's you, in two categories. I want to be so successful that they think this man's a gold digger. Like I want them to think I'm his sugar mama. Like that's how successful I want to be. Top of that, I want them to be like, dang, she's fine. So I'm like, let me get in the gym, keep this body right and tight. I'm trying to be big mama for real. You feel me? I feel like it is the biggest flex for a dude to be like, yeah, that's my girl, right? She's some years older. They be like, oh, how old are you? Like, oh, for real? They see you got some motion going with you. You're looking good, body's tight, hair long, money long. He know I'm bad.
Well, your body natural. These other bitches plastic.
Yeah, whatever. I think it's funny to me that she's talking about getting the bag and getting money, and people gonna look at him like he got an old ass woman with him. That's what they're gonna look at. What you doing with that old ass woman, boy? That's how they're gonna look at him. They're not gonna look at him like, oh man, yeah, she got all this, she got all that. Women don't understand. You guys just don't get it. Y'all just don't get it. I mean, Tracy Ellis Ross, we're going to start calling y'all Tracy's. This is what she think too. You know what I'm saying? She think the same way. Anyway, she's not the only woman that thinks that way. We have more women who, by the way, y'all said that black men are predators if we date younger women, right? But how come there's all these older women that talk about how much they like younger guys? Double standard. But anyway, we'll let her speak and then we'll react to it.
I'm that type of person that even the thought of entertaining a guy a day younger than me would automatically make me feel like a cougar. Any younger than that, a child predator. Now, what's a big woman like me doing entertaining the likes of a 23-year-old? However, I say this, but I've got a friend, she's 30 like myself, and she's in the most beautiful relationship with a man who treats her really well, who's kind, mad respectful, but is 5 years younger than her. And their relationship, admittedly, is slowly shifting my mindset and my views on dating younger men. So if I ever was to become open to that idea, these are the things I would consider. First, you cannot look visibly younger than your actual age. If you're 25, then look 25. There's no way you can look 19. I was just looking like President Macron and his wife. The phase they're in their life is very important. Now, I know I'm not only speaking for myself here, but as a 30-year-old, we've been through some things, and it's taken a lot of groundwork for some of us to get to where we are emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. Guy in his 20s, he's chilling. He's still figuring himself out. That doesn't mean he's immature, but it does mean he might not have the same depth of experience when it comes to handling things like responsibilities, real life challenges, and relationships. Where is he headed? A man in his 20s is likely to still be in the building stages of his life, which means financial ups and downs, career shifts, lots of uncertainty. If you're looking for stability like myself, or marriage or children soon, and he's still trying to find himself, it's looking like a disaster waiting to happen, you know. One last thing, our lifestyle differences. His version of fun may be Eden Lounge on a Sunday evening, and rightfully so, he's still in his 20s, but I'm at that age where being in bed and asleep by 10 p.m. is seen as a very good time. Now, those are just a few things I would consider. Dating a younger man presents unique challenges. Some could even argue that dating a man in his 30s is not any different nowadays. While age itself shouldn't be a definitive factor in compatibility or differences in maturity, life goal expectations, considering a man in his 20s should be carefully assessed before taking the plunge. So please let me know, what are your thoughts on dating a younger guy? I'm that type of person that even...
My thoughts on you dating a younger man is date whoever you want. You know, but tell the truth. The reason why y'all dating younger men, because y'all can't get with men your age. Tracy, you can't get with men your age. That's why y'all going younger. So call the men that reject you toxic. You call them whatever you want to call them. We know that they don't want you. That's the reality. And look, the guys in the comments, if you read my comments, they'll tell you. They will tell you, okay? Now, she has all these rules for her younger men. If you're 25, look 25. Don't look younger. What? Huh? What? Man, if I'm dating a girl who's 25 and she looks like she's 19, I'm like, yes, I'm winning. What? Black women, or women in general, older women, are the only people that want you to be your age and look your age. Like, looking younger is a good thing for your partner. Trust me. But, hey, look, you know what? Y'all do it anyway. We got more girls to get to. Here's a girl, and she said this is her secret. She got a secret. She said, I've been checking for younger men, and there, I said it. And we know y'all been checking for younger men. Y'all have to, okay? And she said she's 40 and fine. She's 40 and fine. Let's see what this 40 and fine lady got to say, okay? And we'll respond to it.
So I can't even believe that I'm about to share this, but ever since I turned 40, I've been kind of like checking for younger guys. Now, I'm about to be 43. And I've been checking for them, but I have not had the courage to actually say anything or actually date them. I have not dipped my toe in that pool yet, but I can't be the only person. Like, it's like once I turned 40, I immediately started being like, he is cute. And so I'm inspired by Gabrielle Union, shout out to you, girl, and Jennifer Williams for not only dating younger, but dating younger and they were successful and accomplished. And I think like overall, that's what I would want to go for. But y'all let me know, my 40-year-olds, like we're in a really interesting spot where we're not too young, but we're not too old. Let me know what y'all think. Should I be dating younger? I mean, let me know.
You can do whatever you want. I mean, I know you're not asking for my opinion, but I'm going to tell you my opinion because you're talking about a subject that's so controversial. We got women attacking Shannon Sharp for dating a girl that's 19. Now, I know it seems kind of wild. I know it's younger than his daughter. But in my personal opinion, you know what I'm saying? Once you're an adult, you're an adult. That's it. We can talk about the adults that's super mature. We can talk about the adults that's immature. But the reality is an adult is an adult. So if I'm dating an adult, don't talk about me dating an adult, okay? Talk about your mama. Who's your mama dating? Who your mama dating? Anyway, this chick says she's 43 years old. Well, granted, she don't look 43. I'm going to be honest with you. She don't look 43. She could have passed for 32, 33, maybe 29. Okay, she kept the youth very well. But again, women, if you're going to age gracefully, aging gracefully and trying to look for a man in your older years is a bad idea. I don't know who told y'all this was a good idea. This is a bad idea, okay? This would be great if you got married in your 20s and now you're 43 and your husband's like, man, my wife is like, she don't get a day older. You know what I'm saying? In the last 20 years, she looks the same. That's the flex, not the flex of, oh, well, I'm starting to find younger men attractive and I want younger men that are successful. And Gabrielle Union did it. Baby, you ain't Gabrielle Union. Even though I'm saying that you're attracted at 43, there's a younger woman than you at 23, 33 that a man will desire simply because of the odometer, okay? You give me two cars, they look exactly the same. I'm going to look at their miles. Who got more miles? Who got less miles? The one with less miles is going to be more valuable. You don't believe me? Go Kelly Blue Book, okay? Your Kelly Blue Book is lower if you got more miles. And you got a lot more mileage. So whatever, but do what you want. I'm not judging. I'm just trying to say if I was a younger man, you would be for recreational use only. All right, but it doesn't stop there. Here's another girl claiming that, oh, younger men are the thing. Younger men are the thing. If you ask me personally, they can't get men their age. Because ideally, a woman wants a man who's experienced, like one of the other girls said earlier, and she wants a man that's financially successful. Very few young men got those two things in common. But let her tell her point, and we're going to react to it.
I didn't choose the cougar life. The cougar life literally chose me. Some of like the best relationship like things that I've had were with younger men. Not only do they love on you much harder, but they provide for you. They care for you. They're really lovey-dovey with you. And their intentions are more pure and sincere compared to older guys, at least from my personal experience. I'm somebody that was always so like, oh, you know, age does matter. Like if you're dating older men, you know, they're more mature, they're more put together, they want to take care of you. And then I actually started to talk to older men and I realized how immature most of them genuinely were. And I don't know why a lot of people are always like, oh, but like you're going to have to teach him how to do this. You're going to have to mother him. I have never once had to mother a younger guy and I've had to mother older men. I didn't choose the cougar life. The cougar life.
It's so funny. Women say don't generalize, but here you generalizing. You generalizing everything you just said. How is it that older men are immature and younger men are mature? How does that even make sense to you? To say it so generally like that. So what are you saying? Men, when we're younger, we're mature, and then as we get older, we become immature? That makes no sense, baby. Because if those men are, that you quote are saying, the young men you quote, they're saying they're so mature, well, you're pretty much saying that, what, the millennials and Gen Z are more mature than Gen X? In a generation before them, it doesn't really make that don't make sense. Gen Z and I'm millennial too, but like the younger millennials, bro, they grew up with iPhones. Very, very different life. Okay, very, very different life. When I graduated high school, the iPhone still didn't exist. Instagram still didn't exist. So you're trying to tell me these people are more mature and they don't know how to talk to each other? I ain't buying it. But again, here is a woman who's in her 40s who does look attractive for her 40s. I'm not gonna lie, I ain't gonna hold you. But I'm going to be honest with you, baby girl. If you're standing next to a girl that looks equally as good as you, and she's in her 20s, I'm going to choose a younger girl. I'm just saying. I know you don't want to hear that, but I'm going to tell you. Anyway, we have another girl. So this girl, she's actually advocating that people should date men 5 to 10 years younger. I mean, ladies, if you talk about predators, this is a super predator, okay? But we get it. You know, you got rules for thee and rules for me, right? What rules you say for me is different than rules that you have for you. So I'm going to let her speak her part. We're going to react to it. But Jesus, the hypocrisy is unbelievable.
Women of color should date men that are way younger, like 5 to 10 years younger than them, for the following 2 reasons. Number 1, if you date a guy who's way younger than you, he's more likely to put you on the pedestal. He knows that you've got a lot more life experiences. That's why he would go out of his way to please you and do things for you. Number 2, it is the fact that women have a much longer life expectancy than men. So if you date someone that's like 5, 7, 10 years older than you, it's very likely that you're going to spend the final decade or 2 of your life being alone and widowed. Dating younger guys is such a smart thing to do in 2024 because back in the days, guys need to be a bit older to build up their career to become financially viable, right? And nowadays, Gen Z are so smart, so mature, and there are so many 20-something-year-old making bank on social media or selling their company and retiring their mom every single day. In today's world, age is irrelevant to a man's maturity and financial viability. That's why you should open up your dating pool. And you know, brown and black don't crack, and Asian don't raisin. So go out and date guys that are 5, 10 years younger than you. You will be so surprised. Women of color should date men.
You know, it's so funny. She said it right there. They put you on a pedestal. What did the girl say previously? The one in the previous video said they love you harder. They love you harder. They're love bombing you because that's how they're going to get them cheeks. By the way, I'm coming out with a book. I want you guys to check out my ebook. It's almost done. It's going to be free. It's called Be Attractive and Shut Up. And these are one of the things I talk about, how when you talk womanese, the woman language, right? When you talk like a woman, you love bomb. Why? Because women like to feel good. Love bombing feels good. It always works on women. You could be a shitty person. If you start love bombing a girl, it's going to work all the time because women love to be on the pedestal. So if you want to learn how to talk like a woman, what makes a woman feel good, put her on a pedestal. She's absolutely right. Put her on a pedestal. Now, do I really think women are the prize? Not necessarily. It's not inherently. A Proverbs 31 woman, yes, she's a prize. A Proverbs 31 woman, yes. You are the prize, I am the winner, right? God said, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. I believe that, okay? But most of y'all ain't Proverbs 31 wives. Y'all lazy. Y'all don't want to work. Y'all want to live the soft life. Proverbs 31 wife, the perfect wife, is not a soft life. It's a hard life, okay? But it's a life of purpose and meaning. It's a purposeful life, okay? Y'all said that we are immature in our older age. I'm 37 years old. Y'all saying older men are immature. You guys are immature. You still want to be love bombed. You still have you are insecure. You still want someone to boost up your head. I don't need you to find me attractive for me to find myself attractive. I'm just telling you the truth. Especially at my age, I've had enough life experience to tell me that I know I look good. Okay? Baby, I know I look good. All right? But I'm saying this to say that you are still looking for a man's validation, and younger men are going to validate you because they want them cheeks. And validation, they know it's going to work. Oh, yeah, baby, I miss you so much. I want you so bad. Bro, women melt when they hear that. They melt, okay? So I'm coming out with an ebook. It talks about this. I'm not trying to tell you guys how to manipulate a woman, but how to talk like a woman. And if you want to talk like a woman, you got to love bomb. I'm just saying. Anyway, moving forward, we have another girl who goes into a long rant about this, the pros and cons of dating younger men. As an older millennial, 43 years old, yeah, baby, you the oldest millennial. Anything older than you was in the generation before us, okay? I'm 37. She's at the very beginning of the millennial. Anyway, let's hear what she has to say, and we're going to respond to it.
It's 1:30 in the morning here in Mountain Standard Time in the Mountain West, and I had a great time. I'm on a little solo date here, but I had a few questions actually from folks that actually wanted to understand more about like what it's like for me as a middle-aged 43-year-old woman that predominantly date younger men, and what were some of the pros and cons. And I'll expound here from what I've experienced so far. One of the biggest pros that I love about dating Gen Z men, younger millennial men, is they're courageous enough to know what they need, and to actually voice it and not hold back. And when I say courageous enough to expound on that, it's They're courageous to talk about things like mental health. They're courageous to talk about things that just will not be tolerated, their boundaries and so forth, which is very refreshing. Something else that was quite refreshing too is that the grand majority of them have their shit together. Their finances in order. They have a profession that they're in, that they believe in, whether as an owner, a CEO, founder, whatever, or even like a specialty that they're a part of. And, you know, when I say specialty, I'm talking about like a software engineer or, you know, a plumber, electrician, and so forth. Like, that's a real specialty. I don't give a fuck about white collar, blue collar. They are really into their craft, and that is fucking refreshing. I don't come across guys that are less than that. You know what I mean? I don't date. It's incorrect to my DNA. It's incorrect to my design. I don't date men that don't have their money and their finances and their lives in order.
And we typically, us older men, don't date women who are just older for the sake of being older. Like, y'all have y'all requirements, y'all have y'all preferences, you have your laundry list of things you want in a man, and y'all act like men your age don't too. A 43-year-old man is in his prime. Look at Shannon Sharp. I know we're laughing at him, but you know why he was able to bag a 19-year-old girl? Because he got money and he got status, okay? To say that younger men got their lives more together, it makes no sense. I've been seeing articles recently saying that women, you know, nowadays, women over the age of, like, around the age of 30 are making more money. They're outpacing financially, professionally men in their age group. Yeah, so what are you talking about? All these anecdotal experiences, and they say this, and they generalize, and they say, oh, we hate generalization. Oh, you guys always generalize. You listen to all women talk, they always generalize. Again, hypocrites. They say one thing and they do another. This is why Einstein couldn't figure out what do women want, because you got to understand their language. Women say what they feel in the moment. They literally do it. I had a girl not that long ago sitting next to me with my Roscoe in her hand, and she says, I'm not going to suck this. And moments later, she was sucking it. Yeah, and that's why nowadays when women just say things, I'm just like, yep, yep. Oh, the last thing I'm gonna do, I ain't gonna suck this. I ain't gonna. That's what you're saying. I ain't gonna do it. All right. I laugh because you don't understand how many times I've heard women say that, and right before they did it, right before they do said thing, they're gonna say, I'm not gonna do this thing. That is classic womanese. Okay, classic womanese. But again, here's a woman, 43 years old, who should be gracefully saying, I have kids, I have a family, I still look young for my age, but I've been married for the last 20 years. My husband still gets to enjoy me as a loyal wife for the last 20 years, and a young-looking wife. Bravo. But here you are, 43, trying to start all over. Anybody at 43 trying to start all over, listen, more power to you. But let's not act like you should have, like this is the prime time to start. Let's not act like that, okay? They say the best time to start a business was 20 years ago. And the second best time is right now. But let me tell you, they make sure they say it was 20 years ago. Like the best time to join YouTube? Yeah, back 20 years ago, okay? Not almost, I think YouTube's been around for about 15 years, I want to say. Like 2010, right? So when you guys talk about all these people making money online, that ain't true. I mean, there are people making money online, but we're still a minority. Okay? Listen, I just got here to YouTube status of success or whatever. I found out I'm in the top 4% of YouTube earners, and I just got here. And what it's really saying, not that I make so much money, and I do make enough money. YouTube is my full-time gig now. Thank you guys. Thank you for the support. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel. Channel blowing up. But the reality of it is that the portion of people that even make money on YouTube is so small that the minute you start making money on YouTube, you're part of the portion of people that make money. 96% of YouTubers make less than $12,000 a year. I make more than $12,000 a year. Therefore, I'm in the top 4%. It's just math, okay? So what she's describing is not true. A lot of men don't have their life together. Just because you see people on TV, you see a lot of famous people, just because you guys are aware of more famous people now, don't mean they got the bag. A lot of people got fame, but they don't got the bag.
We can communicate, but it's never going to go into a date. Another pro that I love is their emotional intelligence and how sophisticated they are in the versatility of topics to communicate about and to discuss, and also their worldliness. They're very cultured. Most of these young folks are, young guys are very cultured in a lot of things, from politics to music to arts to, pop culture and plethora of different things that I would have never assumed they would even be privy to, and they'll put me on. I'm like, that's amazing. I think the only con that I've come across, of it's very few, is I think honestly this is actually only a couple of the young guys have actually brought up like exes, not just once but probably more than twice, and our connections, I had to cut them off. I was like, bro, I'm not a therapist. You're gonna have to go get that cleared up. Talk to your ex to somebody else. That's shit right there. It's for the birds. And I think one last con was just communication. I think that's only happened with a couple of guys. Actually, not even a couple, just one. Is communication. And that's it. For the most part, dating young men has been refreshing. I don't necessarily go out of my way to make sure I specifically only date young men, but that's just been predominantly what's come my way. There's definitely been older men. I've dated men as old as 54 to as young as 25, but I've been dating predominantly very young. I would say right around 37 to 29 and so forth, right around there. That's really a great period. The older guys, for whatever reason, I'm just not naturally inclined to connect with them. And that's just nature. It's just nature doing its thing. But for the most part, I really can't relate to a lot of people that have issues dating young men out here. Maybe it's a regional thing, but in my case, I don't have that problem. I'm very lucky. Gen Z and young millennials are great with me, because I'm an older millennial. It's 1:30 in the morning.
So she says she dates men my age, 37, sometimes men as young as 24, 25. Jesus, baby. Let me ask you a serious question. Even men my age, do you really believe we get something out of dating you other than punani? I'm gonna give older women their credit. I'm gonna give them their just due. A lot of old women, since they've been passed around for so long, they know how to perform. It's very rare that older women don't know how to get on her knees and perform. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Okay, if you meet an older woman that can't do that, if she can't suck, ketchup through a straw or peanut butter through a straw, yeah, okay, you should really question where she at in her life, okay? But I just think it's very interesting, because listening to older women talk about their desire for younger men and say it's like nature and blah blah, what about men's nature? Is there in a men's nature to date an older woman? It's not. Y'all sound like us. Y'all have worked so hard. You've had so much penis envy in your life. You're starting to sound like the men that you hate. You misandrous sound exactly like the men that you hate. Oh, you want control. You want this. You want that. You want to be the prize. Well, look at you. You want to be older and the prize? You want to be put on a pedestal as an old woman? Baby, dust that dusty ass pedestal off and come to reality, okay? Ain't nobody worshiping older women. For real. And y'all said they're so genuine. No, they're not. They're deceitful. And in a few months, maybe a few years, they're going to start calling, oh, they're narcissists. They just wanted to use me, But the reality of it is, because women are older and very few 43-year-old women want to have children, a lot of them want to just hook up. Right? They want a boy toy. They really want to get their back blown out. And a lot of them, if you go 50-50, they're down to do that. Because they know they're not worth being provided for. Anyway, but I say all this, and I know that I have detractors. I got people that will say the opposite of me. I have people that will say the opposite of me, even including men. Including men that are going to get on this internet, on God's internet, and lie, cape for women, white knight for women, just to get a little bit of kudo points. A little bit. Just a little bit. You're going to lose all respect from men and get a little bit of kudo points from women. And the reality of it is they're just sucking this up because they love the attention. They don't truly love you. Okay? At least me, I could go to my grave knowing that I was respected amongst men. Okay? Because majority of the men that follow me on my channel, I got like over 11,000 subscribers. Majority of them are older than me. Yeah, 60%. Okay, so I got the respect from the men. This dude got respect from women. I don't know how you can value having respect from women as a good thing, other than the fact that you kiss their ass and you brown nose all the time. Okay, so let's hear his brown nosing. Let's hear his ass kissing, and then we're gonna respond to it.
So I had this older lady reach out to me today, and she said, "Truth, it seems like all I attract is men that are 10 years my junior." And I said, the reason why these young men are attracted to you is because 9 times out of 10, these women their age are washed up. Have you seen these 20-year-olds? These 25-year-olds, they be badly built. They want to smoke backwoods and drink liquor out the bottle every day. They don't know how to keep up with their hygiene. These young men are smart. That's why they're aiming for you 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, because they already know the coochie tastes like water. You got a good head on your shoulders. You're not trying to be seen. You're not doing everything for image. They know that they can come to you for not only a good time sexually, but they can actually build with you intellectually. If you ask me, the 30, 35, 40, 45-year-old age range right now are putting these young girls to shame. How are you letting somebody your mother's age body outbody your body? How are you 22 with a beer keg? That's why these young men are on your lines, because they know that these young women are washed up. If you're 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and you know for a fact a young girl can't do nothing but tap that young man and get his attention for you, repost this. Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. This girl, this is not his IG. This is a woman's IG. She said, well, that answers a lot of my questions. I am a young dude magnet. No, I don't intentionally date younger men. Lies. Lies, 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 lies. And this dude here, you hear what he said? Oh, older women, their coochie tastes like water. Bro, you're eating box of older women? Whoa. I mean, the simping, right? He don't even lie with his simp. He's telling the truth. He's on his knees eating some old punani out, bro. Hey, man, dust off your face, bro. You got dust all over your face, my brother. Anyway, we have a woman who I made a video about recently because she attacked Shannon Sharp, saying that, he dates younger women and he's a predator. And now she came back to respond and say, oh, well, I actually kept that same energy for women. So I'm going to let her get her rebuttal off. We're going to listen to what she got to say and we're going to respond.
We didn't? You sure about that? Hold on. And just so we're clear, I put the ages to make it clear.
Play stupid games, win stupid prices. I don't know, because why are you a 38-year-old messing with a 23-year-old? Actually, let me take that back. A 37-year-old, because she's 38 now, messing with a 22-year-old.
Drea is such an unserious predator. Person.
Another post I put up.
Nonsense.
What was it I said in the beginning of that video? Y'all are so lazy. Oh, lazy. And I actually made another video about Drea, but it got taken down for bullying. Because I do not spare anyone that I consider a predator. No matter how many times I literally say it's the same across the board. Like, y'all are so lazy. You're either lazy or a liar. Or a lazy liar. Because there were not even just my videos. All you literally have to do is put Drea Michelle, Aisha Howard, or anybody else that you said in your little comment in the search, and an egregious amount of videos from women calling them out, saying how inappropriate and disgusting it is. Women saying, I used to like Drea, but I have lost all respect for her after this. But since y'all
want to live in an echo chamber, y'all do not look for that. Y'all timeline do not see that. Y'all timeline only show you confirmation bias because y'all are biased. And y'all only bring up these what about because you want the right to do it without anyone saying anything. So you think you saying, what about these women, that we're going to be like, you know what, you right. No, they're wrong too. And you want to be wrong in peace. Just say that. Just say that. Because there's literally no other reason for us adults to be having a conversation about the fact that it's inappropriate for for someone who has lived a seasoned life to be going after someone who has barely started life. For y'all to turn that into, well, this person did it, this person did it, this person did it, this person did it, this person did it. And every time they've done it, people have said something about it. I promise you, there's a video. No, every creator doesn't address every issue. But no, everybody doesn't talk about every single topic. They talk about topics as they choose. Like,
you know, you listen to a woman like this and you would say, you know what, she must have her life together, right? Because she's so critical of people. She has to keep that same kind of energy for herself. But I did some research and I found out she is a single mom. Yeah. Baby, I'm glad that you could talk the talk, but you can't walk the walk. You know, is it really appropriate to become a single mom? To get pregnant by a man that either don't want you or you don't want him? To carry before you're married? Is that really appropriate? Listen, I got nothing against single moms. If you want to be a single mom, be a single mom. I just think you could do better than that. Me personally, I think you could do better than that. There's so many beautiful women that become single moms, and I think to myself, baby, you could have been a wife. But you know what? I can't want better than you want better for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So if you got all this smoke for women who date younger men, I'm not saying I'm against women that date younger men, but I got to keep it real. I got to keep it $1.50. I got to call black. I got to call a spade. You out here looking crazy with running your mouth. Baby, don't throw stones if you live in a glass house, and if you got a glass jaw, I'll break your face. That's how the lyrics go, I think, right? Yeah, don't run your mouth, okay? And I'm not talking about breaking her face. I'm just reciting lyrics, right? That's the lyrics 50 Cent. You guys know what I'm talking about. All my millennials know what I'm talking about. But I'm saying this to say because she makes it seem like all black women agree that dating younger men is creepy. And she clearly hasn't seen this video yet because I just showed a bunch of women who are, I'm open to the idea. I thought it was bad until I was in a situation where it made sense to me. And baby, I'm sure you had all this smoke for single moms until you became one. I'm just guessing. Because you got a lot of attitude, a lot of lip right now. You got a lot of lip right now. Okay, we could go to your page and we could judge you. We could go to your page and we could judge you. Okay, 150,000, 153,000 subscribers or followers, right? And, single mom of two. Single mom of two. Maybe even more than that. Maybe even more than that. Oh, shaking your body, shaking your booty. Shaking your booty. Look at that. Okay, you talking all this smack. Look at you, baby. Look at you. I'm going to help you out because I know you want to spin around. You clipped it like that. You want to spin around. By the way, you're not even in the best shape. You're in the military. You're not even in the best shape. I'm going to just keep it real. You could lose a healthy 30, 40 pounds. You could use, you know what I'm saying? But you got to show the boom thing, right? You got to show the boom thing, right? That's what everyone came here for. That's what everybody came here for. You got to show it. You got to show it. And, she's an influencer. She thinks that, oh, yeah, I'm the ish. I got the weave on. It's glued on tight. You know what I'm saying? I got a big old butt. I got 2 kids, but who matters? Because you know what? It don't matter. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. What matters is I'm going to show you my booty. She got a butt and a gut. But she's going to make sure you see the butt, and she's going to try to hide the gut. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying all this to say it's so interesting to me that y'all become popular on TikTok, which, by the way, is the easiest platform to become popular. Try to do that on YouTube. I like really try to do that on YouTube. I guarantee her YouTube ain't popping. I guarantee she got a YouTube. Let's see. You got a YouTube, baby? Oh, YouTube channel. She got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm not hating. Even that's an achievement. I'm not hating. You know what I'm saying? But realistically, your last video did 94 views. Anyone can make a short form video. Anybody can make a short form video. Anybody. She got 155,000 on TikTok. Anyone can make short form click videos. Try making a long form video talking like I'm doing right now and making sense. That ain't easy. That ain't easy. Okay? I'm just letting you know, baby, that ain't easy. So all you running your mouth and you really got, what, 2 kids, you know what I'm saying? And you really should, where their daddy at? Where their daddy? Behind the scenes of being a single mom, trying to be a vlogger. Trying to be a vlogger. And I heard that you can have 155,000 followers on TikTok and barely make $200 a month. So you doing all of this as a hobby. I'm only saying this because I'm saying you have all this smoke. You got to be prepared when people come for you too. I'm prepared when people come for me. Okay, I talk my ish, but I back it up. I walk the walk, talk the talk. Okay, and that's the problem that we have with a lot of these modern women. Anyway, I say all this because realistically, you know, there is no consensus amongst older women. But there's a good portion of them that like younger men for the same reasons men like younger women. For the exact same reasons, baby. But y'all call us hypocrites when we do it. I mean, y'all call us predators and we do it. When y'all do it, it's always just, oh, well, you know, it's starting to make sense to me. Yeah, it's starting to click to you, right? When you're running out of options, it's starting to click to you. Can't make this up. Anyway, like this video, subscribe to the channel below. Now, I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see y'all over there.